I was running through their goddamn neighborhood? Say it again, bro. Motherfucking no, they would have shot a goddamn person. Say it again, bro. Say it again, bro. I said, you think they would have shot me if I was running through their goddamn neighborhood? Well, I'm gonna give them an opportunity. There it is.
All right, Shalom. First, giving all credit to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and a double honors to the apostles and elders of Greatmillstone. Just back with another response commentary on this incident that took place. I'm sure many of you have seen this video. These Jakes, with these armed protests. All right, you see the local law enforcement in the background. They're not getting engaged. But basically, you're gonna start seeing more of these incidences. All right, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is putting that spirit back on the tribe of Judah, which would be the so-called Negroes, so-called African Americans. All right, because you go to the book of Genesis, they're the head tribe. So again, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is going to put his spirit, on Judah. Judah's going to start rising up. Judah's going to start standing up more because Judah's getting tired. They're getting tired of all this oppression. All right, they're getting tired of being looked at as nothing and being treated as less of a man. So Judah's going to start standing up. Judah's going to start rising up, and it's through Judah. You're going to have the other tribes follow. You're going to have Judah, tribe of Judah, which the southern kingdom, which consists of Judah, Benjamin, Levi. They're going to link up with the northern kingdom, all the the Hispanic tribes. And it's about to be on and popping. All right, Judah's about to be out here tearing shit up. All right, and again, it's all through the spirit of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. He's the one that's causing. He's the one that's stirring things up. Right. So just get a little bit of history on Judah. Going to the book of Genesis, the 49th chapter. In verse 8, it says, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Yeah, because Judah, again, he's the head tribe. That's where Yahawashi, or who you would ignorantly call Jesus Christ, that's he comes from the tribe of Judah. I'm gonna get that real quick. In Hebrews 7 and 14, it says, for it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood. So again, this is the tribe that brought forth the Messiah, Yahawashi HaMashiach. All right, so again, going back to Genesis, Judah being a head tribe, right? Going back to Genesis, I'm gonna read verse 8 again. Genesis 49 and 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? So that's pretty much the point of this video. Because again, you know, you got a little glimpse of that, you know, during the 50s and 60s era, you know, during the oral civil rights movement and whatnot. Judah started you know, you seen that spirit on Judah starting to rise up. All right. That's when they had the spray cannons and they sent the dogs out and whatnot. All right. But you seen Judah started rising up. All right. Judah, you know, got tired of the oppression, you know. And like I said, you're gonna get more incidences. You're gonna get more of these standoff. All right. Because again, it's the spirit of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. He's putting that spirit back on Judah. You know, it compares the tribe of Judah to being like a lion, a young lion at that, a lion's whelp, as it says. You know, if you know anything about, you know anything about the lion, you know, the king of the jungle, right? You know, when they you know pounce on when they pounce on the prey, you know. You know, because like I said, you know, Judah, you know, he's about to be out here tearing things up, right? But it says, "Thou art gone up." He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion. So again, I'm going back to the whole 60s era. You seen Judah start rising up, but you know, nothing really came forth out of it. You know why? Because Esau, he set things and he put things in play and set up certain systems. You know, just as Judah started rising up, you know, here it is, Esau. You know, he put things in motion that caused Judah to be in that docile state. You know, that as you know, that lion was rising up, but he couched back down. You know, but it says the latter part of verse 9. It says, "Who shall rouse him up?" So again, you know, we're coming into the times where tribe of Judah, again, you so-called Negroes, you're gonna see more incidences like this. You know, Judah's gonna start rising up again, right? You're gonna see more armed protests. It's gonna be straight out, you know, chaos out here. You know, Judah's gonna be tearing shit up out here. You know, Judah's about to get busy. You know, it said in verse 8, it says, "Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies." Because yeah, Judah's about to get up. You know, he's about to get up in Esau's ass. All right. And again, this is YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, the spirit of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. He's the one that's, you know, stirring things up, right? And again, you know, Judah being a head tribe, they're gonna start rising up, and then you're gonna have the other tribes follow after, right? Yeah, Judah's about to be out here getting busy. There's a precept I wanna and Esau, they see these, they know these things, you know. That's why I said, you know, you watch that video, you see the police in the background, you know, they're not doing nothing. They didn't do anything, you know, because they know how Judah can get. You know, they know the terror of the nation of Israel, and especially Judah, you know. You know, Esau, they know these things, they see these things. But let me get the book of Job, chapter 11, Job chapter 18 and verse 11 real quick. It says, "Terrors shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet." Yeah, because eventually you're gonna have, well, you're already seeing that now. All these nations are getting tired of Esau. You know, you see what's going on over there in Africa with I think it was the Ghana president. You know, you look at his speech. I mean, he goes into pretty much you know, pretty much let Esau, you know, take care of his people, and you know they're gonna take care of their own people. You know, I might do a video on that, but basically, all these nations are starting to rise up against the so-called white man. You know, everybody's getting tired of Esau, but more so Judah. You know, because even Esau's getting tired of Esau. You know, you're gonna have a lot of civil unrest. You're gonna have, it talks about in Isaiah, you know, the Egyptian rising against Egyptian. So you're gonna have, you know, Esau fighting each other. You know, but again, I'm more so sticking to Judah in this lesson. Um, Judah, man, he's about to be ripping through these streets. All right. Um, you know, those LA riots, those LA riots in '92, man, that's about to be light work compared to the hell that Judah is about to bring. All right. I'm going to the book of Micah, chapter 5. Micah chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, "And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people as a dew from Yahawah, as the showers upon the grass that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles, and in the midst of many people as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver." So again, it's going to start with Judah. You know, Judah's going to be, 'cause again, he's the head tribe. So, you know, all these other tribes, they're going to, you know, link up. You know, they're going to be getting busy out here. But Judah specifically, man, Judah is about to be out here tearing shit up. You know, you're going to have, listen, man, these policemen, all right, these local law enforcement, you know, they're going to be put out of business. All right. You know, your home might be getting robbed, and you try to call 911, and it's going to go to an automated system. It's going to be out of business. It's going to be out of service. You know, that's how bad it's going to get. Here it is. You already have a lot of local law enforcement. You know, they're saying to hell with this job. You know, a lot of them, you know, they're getting this, they're catching this COVID-19. All right. A lot of them are just straight up resigning and leaving. And that's when eventually you're going to have, you know, military coming through. But nevertheless, you know, as it reads, you know, it's comparing Jacob to being like a lion amongst, you know, sheep, just tearing shit up. All right. That's why you're gonna have a lot of you know, so you're gonna have a lot of damn, I lost my train of thought. You know, people, you're gonna start seeing more of these protests. All right, these armed protests, these standoffs and whatnot. You know, because again, it's just people in general. People in general, they're getting tired. You know, they're waking up. This whole being quarantined. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and read verse 9. It says, "Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off." So yeah, man. So yeah, you know, ultimately, Yahawashi has to come in. You know, he's gonna, you know, be the one to ultimately, you know, wreck shit, because, again, you know, Yahawashi, he's from the tribe of Judah. You know, he's that lion. Go to the book of Revelations 5 real quick. Revelations 5 and 5. It says, "And one of the elders saith unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof." So who's this lion that's talking about? It's talking about Yahawashi, the root of David. All right. ultimately he's going when he shows up. Ultimately, he's going to be the one to knock Esau out of power. Because again, we don't condone this buying buying up arms and standing up and protest. We don't condone it. All right, because we know our fight isn't carnal. Okay, our fight is spiritual. All right, but you got a lot of these jakes, just not knowing the scriptures. Um, it's like it's like you back a cat up in the corner. You what do you think that cat's gonna do? Or any animal, you back any animal in the corner, he's gonna come out swinging. All right, and that's pretty much what's going on now, because it's like when it comes to Judah and when it comes to the other tribes, it's like, what else in their mindset? It's like, what else can they do? Because like I said, Judah, as well as the other nations, they're getting tired of this oppression. You know, um, the nation of Israel has been, in a docile state for so long. But again, you read things throughout history. All the things that Esau has done to. Well, I'm gonna just talk more so about Judah. Pretty much, all the things that Esau has done to the tribe of Judah. You know, they were able to get away with it. If a white man wanted the brother's wife, he could just straight up take her, and there's nothing he could do about it. And that woman, come back, she's all, cussing the man out, giving him a hard time or whatnot. But again, it was nothing he can do. All the atrocities that Esau has done to more so the tribe of Judah, you know, it's nothing. It's pretty much nothing, we can do about it. Talking about slavery, you know. So now it's getting to the point where it's like, because again, that it's YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, that spirit, he's stirring things up, right? So yeah, because you can go to the book of Isaiah 51. Just like I said, Judah, I mean, he's been a he's been in that docile state, that couched down as a lion, for a long time, right? I'm gonna read this real quick. In Isaiah 51:23, it says, "But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee." Who's afflicted the nation of Israel? Well, pretty much all nations, but who's done the most damage? Esau. All right. They put more hell on us than anybody else. Okay. It says, "Which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as a street to them that went over thee." So pretty much to them that went over. So pretty much, Judah, man, has been like a doormat. All right. Just yes men to the so-called white man. Right. That's why we have a lot of coons and Uncle Toms and whatnot. But again, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, he's stirring that spirit up. He's stirring things up. All right. Judah's going to start rising up. All right. But the thing we got to understand is, because again, I mentioned that, our fight is not carnal. So, you're going to have a lot of jakes out here, shooting, getting into these shootouts or whatnot. That's not how we're supposed to go about things. All right, because again, our fight is spiritual. our defense is in Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. Because again, I read it in Revelations. He's the top. He's going to be that lion to ultimately, when he shows up, he's going to be the one to knock Esau out of power. So, what did I want to get? Isaiah 44. I'm just going to start at verse 1. Psalms 44:1. We have heard with our ears, O power, our fathers have told us what work thou didst in their days, in the times of old, how thou didst drive out the heathen with thy hand, and plantest them, how thou didst afflict the people and cast them out. For they got not the land in possession by their own sword, neither did their own arm save them, but thy right hand and thine arm and the light of thy countenance, because thou hadst a favor unto them. So, whenever the nation of Israel was in trouble, it was always Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi that delivers. We never saved ourselves with our own on our own accord. Okay, it was always Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. That's what I said in the beginning part of verse 3. It says, "For they got not the land in possession by their own sword." So again, because the modern day sword is the gun. Okay, and again, that's not going to solve anything. That's not how we're supposed to deal with Esau. We can't match Esau on a carnal level, because always it goes back to the blessing that Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi gave Esau in Genesis the 27th chapter. Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, he gave that blessing to Esau, the blessing of the sword. That's why they have these military and these guns and tanks and all type of weapons. All right, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi gave him that. Okay, so we can't match that. They got. I always bring out. I always mention how Esau, man, they've got technology. They've got things that we've never seen before. They show you a little bit of that in their movies and whatnot, but they've got things that we can't physically match Esau when it comes to his weapons. Okay, and like I said, with the whole local law enforcement, and if you notice in that video, those brothers, they weren't carrying just regular knives and pistols and whatnot. But that's, that might do for the meantime. But again, once these local law enforcement men, a lot of them, they're just, again, they're just going to start, saying the hell with that stuff, man. And a lot of them, they're just going to end up leaving. A lot of the local law enforcement, they're going to say, they're not going to, because you have some of them, that, do have some, morality. So a lot of them, because, a lot of these local law enforcement, they're going to be pretty much told to do, unconstitutional things and whatnot. And a lot of them, they're going to end up leaving. Okay. Again, because some of them do have morals, but, a lot of them are going to, just end up saying the hell with this job. And you're going to have more local law enforcement, getting sick and getting killed. All right. You go to the book of, what is that? 2nd Ezra. Because again, it's not going to be just the nation of Israel. Okay. You're going to have everyone, it's going to be all out chaos out here. So, the scripture I'm looking for might be in this 15th chapter, but I'm going to see what it says here. And it's good to read the second Ezra's 15th chapter, the 16th chapter, because these are the times that we're living in. So, bear with me. Bear with me. A lot on, there's things going to be taking place, because like I said, with the local law enforcement, you're going to have people rising up, people are going to be getting into these shootouts with these local law enforcement. Okay, let me get the book of 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. It talks about that sedition. Matter of fact, let me just look it up. Second is just Second is just 15, and I'm gonna start at the 15th first. Second Ezra 15 and 15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands." Now, again, you go back to that video. These brothers, they had, all type of, they had artillery. All right, they, like I said, they didn't just come with just, regular hand pistols and whatnot. These brothers were strapped up and ready to go. These cats were ready. And again, it's gonna get to a point where people are gonna start, you're gonna start seeing just shootouts with the local law enforcement. It's gonna be a regular occurrence soon in the near future. All right. Let me go back to this. In 2 Ezra 15 and 16, it says, "For there shall be a sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So, it's gonna get so bad out here. You're gonna see, like local politicians and governors, judges. These people are gonna start getting taken out. There's gonna be a target on these. Basically, like the leadership structure. Like I said, judges and people in power. Government and whatnot. There's gonna be sedition. All right. It's gonna be uprising of the people. People are getting tired. But Judah specifically, Judah is gonna be tearing shit up out here. Because again, it compares Judah to a lion. Just ripping shit up. Going to the book of Numbers real quick. 23. Numbers 23 and let's start at verse 24. It says, "Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion and lift up himself as a young lion. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey and drink the blood of the slain." So, once YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI puts that spirit, pretty much once it's in full effect, it's gonna be no stopping Jakes out here. All right. Because again, it compares Jake to a young lion at that. All right. I'm gonna jump to verse. Oh, that was it. Yeah. The point was in verse 24. So, again, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, he's putting that spirit, stirring things up. You're gonna start seeing more of these kind of things taking place. But more so, Judah, the tribe of Judah, which again, these so-called Negroes, they're getting to a point where they're tired of the suppression. So, again, you can expect to see more incidences like this. More standoffs. All right. It's gonna be all out chaos out here. Judah's gonna be ripping shit up. All right. And Esau knows that. They know this. That's why they're going into their bunkers. They're hiding in their bunkers. These multi-million, billion-dollar luxury bunkers and whatnot. They already have the local, not local. They already have the what do you call it? The military and FEMA and whatnot spread throughout America. Okay, because they know these things are gonna happen. You got a lot of these, stores, boarding up the windows and whatnot because they know how Jake can get. But just wanted to do this quick lesson. Lord's will was edifying. And once again, I want to give all credit to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI and double honors to the apostles and elders of Greatmillstone Until the next time I say shalom.